Hi everyone, let's go to the LeetCode Code Day 11 question, and the question is H-index. Given an array of citation of a researcher, write a function to compute the researcher's H-index. According to the definition of H-index on Wikipedia, a scientist has index H if H of his or her n papers have at least H citations each and the other n minus H have no more than H citations each. So they have stated an example with the values 30615 and the output is 3. Let's see how the output came 3. Uh, Out of the array 30615 means the researchers have 5 papers in total and each of them received 30615 citations respectively. Since the researcher has 3 papers with at least 3 citations each and the remaining 2 has no more than 3 citations each, her H index is 3. If there are several possible values of h, the maximum one is taken as the h index. So this gives me a hint that we need to go in a greedy fashion. We need to apply one of the greedy logic. Let's go to the hint of these questions. An easy approach is to sort the array first. That is quite simple. And I think the question says we don't need to do it in n log n. We need to optimize and do something better than that. The other is what are the possible values of h index? A faster approach is to use extra space. So instead of using the sorting algorithm using n log n time complexity, we will be using bucket sort, which will be space expensive but time uh, efficient. The time complexity will be order of n, so is the space complexity. Let's just deep dive into the trick. So this is the same example that was quoted in the question. The elements are as follows: 30615. We will be creating buckets of size uh, equal to the length of the array plus 1. For example, the length of this array is 5. So you will be creating 6 buckets starting from 0th index to the 5th index. And you will maintain a count of each element that was present in your initial array. There is a special case that needs to be handled that whenever the value at a particular index exceeds the length of the array, your bucket array, you will update the furthermost point here, which in case would be 5. So let's start iterating through the array. The first element we got is 3. We updated the value here to 1. We got 0. We updated the value to 1 here. We updated 6. You updated the value here to 1 actually. This is the final value that will be stored, but the initial value, like when you received this 6, this got updated to 1. When you got 1 here, this got updated to 1. And when you got 5 here, this got updated to 2. So this fifth index will store the value 2. The rest are as follows: 110, 102. So now what you will do is you will use this data to find your solution. So we will be iterating from the rightmost point and maintain a total running sum. And whenever the sum exceeds the index value, that gives you the current, or is equal to the index value, that gives you the answer to the solution. For example, here the value is 2, so sum turns out to be 2. That's a kind of a running sum that is going on, and it is less than 5, so we'll reject it. We came here, it's 0, 2 plus 0 is again 2, it is still less than 4, it will move ahead in the loop. We came here, it becomes, the running sum becomes 3, 2 plus 1 is 3, and it becomes equal to the current index, and we break the loop, and this is the answer for the solution, the answer to the question. And if you like reach the end of the loop, there is no way in, and you, the condition is not met, you will break out of the loop and return 0, simply return 0. So let's try and code this up. Defining the bucket array, storing the length in a variable, len plus 1 as discussed for integer el over the citations. If el turns out to be greater than or equal to len, we will update the bucket at the last index, len plus plus. otherwise bucket of PL plus plus. Total, storing the total variable as 0, starting from the rightmost index, is equal to len I is greater than equal to 0, I minus minus, total equals to plus bucket dot I, and then if I if total turns out to be greater than equal to I, will simply return I, else will return 0. So if it got passed, and let me just submit this code. So if you have any doubt with respect to the solution that we have built, please feel free to comment in the section below. Thanks for watching the video.